In today's video, we're going to understand what is condensation and why it is an important phenomenon for us to know about. Now, just yesterday, I noticed that my brother left a can from the fridge on the countertop. So I decided to take a closer look. Now, it appeared all frosty, and after some time, I started to notice that there were these small drops of water droplets that started to form on its surface. Now, mind you, there were no water droplets before this, and these water droplets have magically appeared. Now, what has happened that water droplets have magically appeared on the surface of this can? Let's understand this. Now, where did the can come from? It was kept inside the fridge, right? So, can I say that because the can has come from the fridge, the surface of the can is pretty cold? And when you compare it to the surroundings, we know that the surrounding is relatively warmer. Probably room temperature, which is about like 25-27 degrees. But the surface of the can would be much colder. Maybe it could be 2 or 1 degrees, right? Anything varying in that range. Now, in the surroundings as well, we also know that there's water vapor, right? So, water vapor is the gaseous form of water that is not really visible to us, but it's there in our surroundings. Now, for the sake of this explanation and understanding how really water droplets appear, I'm just going to change the color of these water vapor molecules, and I'm going to give them this orange color. And you're going to understand why in just a bit. So these water vapor molecules, of course, exist in our surroundings, and there are going to be, water vapor molecules closer to the can as well. Now, there are going to be some molecules of water vapor that eventually come in contact. So when I say they come in contact, it means they're touching the surface of the can. And when they touch the surface of the can, something very interesting happens. Now, mind you, the surface of the can is pretty cold. While compared to that, I would say water vapor is slightly warm. Now, when they come in contact or when they touch the surface, heat from the water vapor will get transferred to the can. And when the heat transfers away from the vapor to the surface, we see that water vapor will undergo a very interesting change. Where now, because all the heat is going away, these molecules will slowly start clumping up, eventually forming water droplets that we see on the surface of the can. So eventually, what we thought were water droplets magically appearing is actually the water vapors which is present in the surroundings clumping up to form water droplets. And this phenomenon is what we understand as condensation. So condensation can be defined as the process of conversion of water vapor into water. And effectively, what happens during this process of condensation? Warm, moist air carries water in its invisible vapor form. And when it comes in contact with a colder surface, the heat starts to transfer away from the vapor molecules, as a result of which the molecules slow down, clump up together, forming liquid droplets. And condensation is a phenomenon that we see across various scenarios in our real life. Now, I'm sure you would have tried this, wherein on a cold morning, you would have exhaled. And as a result of which, when you exhale, there is a small tiny cloud that appears which looks like smoke. Now, mind you, this is not smoke, but rather this is an output of condensation. So when you exhale on a frosty day, your breath is warm and full of moisture. So when I say moisture, it's nothing but water vapor. And when water vapor meets the cold air in the surroundings, it condenses to form liquid droplets that end up looking like smoke. Now, this is a very common example of condensation. Similarly, we see that dew that is formed on early mornings is also as a result of condensation, where overnight the ground and the leaves cool down, as a result of which the water vapor that is present in the air condenses on them, creating these dewdrops that we see at sunrise. Even the formation of fog over ponds is an example of condensation and how water vapor molecules get converted into small droplets of water. So with this, I hope that your basic understanding of condensation and what is the process behind it is now clear to you.